In this video, we'll talk about Renaissance art period. We'll start with what is Renaissance and what triggered Renaissance. Renaissance is a cultural movement in Europe, starts in the 14th century. It is a French word, comes from the Italian word rinascita. It means rebirth. It's a period of rebirth in almost all cultural and societal areas in Europe, including art, philosophy, science, music, literature, technology, and so on. It begins in Florence, Italy in the 14th century, though many other European countries such as Germany, England, gone through the same changes and phenomenon. So what exactly triggered Renaissance? There are many potential causes for the Renaissance. Here I'll briefly mention a few major causes. Firstly, the increased interaction between different cultures through the trading network. For example, the Silk Road. This interaction including the exchange of food, culture, people, ideas, and beliefs. Secondly, the rediscovery of ancient Rome and Greek texts. Thirdly, the Black Death pandemic has caused people to question their own religious beliefs because people do not understand what's the cause of the pandemic and also they don't know how to stop it. As we have mentioned about earlier, Renaissance has influence on all social and societal areas in Europe. In this video, we will mainly focusing on the Renaissance art. It took place around 14th, 15th, 16th centuries in Europe. It first started in Florence, Italy in the 14th century. The major dominant art forms in this period are paintings, sculpture, architecture, music, literature, and so on. If I use one sentence to summarize Renaissance art, it would be, it took the ancient traditions from the ancient Roman and Greek and then applied the native scientific knowledge and humanist philosophy in the art creation. Let's break down these three parts into details. Firstly, Renaissance took the ancient traditions from ancient Greek and Roman. That's why it's called rebirth of the classical learning. These classical ideas including realism, harmony, symmetry, and also the chase of the physical perfection in the art creation. Let's take a look at a few examples from the medieval just before Renaissance period. As you can see, the artworks in the medieval period are more flat. It does not have depth, and the arts in the Renaissance period you can see a great depth and realism, proportions, perspective, lighting, shading. Secondly, let's talk about humanist philosophy in the Renaissance art. Let's briefly explain what is humanist philosophy. It means that it's focusing on that humans have the ability to act and fulfill their potential instead of blindly believing in God and follow a religious plan. Before Renaissance period, during the medieval period, the art is focusing on religion, and instead of being realistic, it is usually in a heroic skill. And during Renaissance period, because of the influence of the humanist philosophy on the art creation, the art started to focusing on nature and focusing on expressing like humans, for example, human emotions, human experiences. And also, there are new subjects coming into the art creation, for example, nature, plants, animals, and so on. Thirdly, the artists started to using the scientific studies in their art creation. For example, like use the correct proportions of the bodies, also the anatomy study, perspective, and also using the light and dark to create depth in the artwork. We have just covered the three major characteristics of Renaissance art. Next, let's talk about the chronology of Renaissance art period. As we have talked before, even though Renaissance started in Florence, Italy in 14th century, but many other European countries has gone through the same changes and phenomenon. Here in this diagram, you can see different periods in the Renaissance art. I want to briefly mention about the High Renaissance period. Even though the entire Renaissance has a few hundred years, the High Renaissance only lasts for about 25 years. It is called High Renaissance because during this period of time, the most exceptional arts are created. In the recent years, some historians are criticizing the using of the High Renaissance because they feel it's oversimplifying the development of the art. Here I just want to mention about this is the period of time that there are so many exceptional artists and so many exceptional art are created. Renaissance art period is such a big topic. In this video, we only covered very basic and tiny portion of it. I'm thinking I want to dive deep into some areas in the next few videos. Here are a few topics in my mind. Firstly, I want to talk about the Renaissance color palette. It's very interesting to me that some colors only exist in some areas after a certain period of time. And because of the emergence of some colors, it has such impact on the art creation. And secondly, I want to talk about the oil painting development in the Renaissance period. Even though the oil medium has existed in the 7th century, but Renaissance period has such impact on the oil painting development. Thirdly, I want to talk about why Leonardo's Last Supper falls apart so quickly after he created. Fourthly, I want to talk about Medici family. It has been believed by historians that the Renaissance period will be very different without the Medici family. Let me know which of the topic you interested most. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.